Hello and welcome to this live interaction on News9's YouTube and Facebook page. I am Prajwal D'Souza. The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed several loopholes in our country's system, be it the economy or our healthcare system. Now, a shocking data has been released by the Women and Child Development Department, which has revealed that rate of child marriages in India has seen a massive spike, especially during the lockdown period. Now, several states have seen a huge spike in the number of teenage girls being married. Now, in the state of Maharashtra, child marriages have been increased by 78.3% until September 2019. Now, even the state of Karnataka has reported 107 child marriage cases in the months between April and July. Now, a recent report published by the international non-profit Save the Children NGO, has said that at least 2.5 million girl children around the world may be forced to marry in 2020. Now, to discuss the topic in depth, I am joined by Geeta Luthra, who is a senior advocate. Now, welcome to this interaction, ma'am. Why do you think there is a spike in child marriages, especially during the lockdown?
I can't be very sure, but my own reasoning would be that there are some people who want opulent marriages and therefore are postponing marriages once things reopen. There are other people who want to have peaceful marriages with a restricted number because it's justifiable in society. And you're cutting huge costs. Somehow or the other, the pandemic has done what the system of law in this country could not do. You were saying not to give dowry, you were saying not to have large weddings, you were saying restrict the number to 100. We've had various notifications, various regulations and various enactments trying to reduce it. Finally, look at the medium, modest income person. He says, look, I can have a marriage without the expense, without the opulence. All that I have to do is do the marriage during pandemic. So this is one aspect why I feel that in that sense alone, and I'm not talking of child marriages because that's not welcome, but the fact of having marriages during this pandemic is more than welcome. Now comes the aspect, and therefore there are going to be many marriages here, people doing it quietly, people adding other people on Zoom. Now you take another aspect of it. There are girlfriends and boyfriends. Parents are not allowing the children to go out. They are not allowing them to meet. Now, how do young girls and boys who are keen to live with each other do that as long as they are mature enough? So one aspect is that one of the parents allows a live-in, which I don't think happens very frequently in a country like India. So then the other answer is, all right, you can't have a live-in. You're very keen to be with this person. You're sure that you want to be there for the rest of your life. Why don't we do a marriage? That way you can both be together. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of unhappiness. There's a lot of lack of social interaction that's happening. And therefore, people may want to marry persons of their choice. You are in today's day not meeting your real brothers and sisters, not meeting your neighbors, not meeting your co-workers. So you are really sitting either isolated or in a small bubble. Now, if you're meeting somebody in a bubble and you are friends with that person, then many parents will say, we don't want this tension because you can't be meeting at third places. You can't be meeting at anonymous places. They're no longer in the open space to meet. So why not get married? and that may be one of the reasons.
Ma'am, now the thing is, majority of these cases, have been recorded in rural areas. Now, do you think poverty plays a factor in child marriages?
Poverty does play a major role. I believe that it's one less mouth to feed for the girl's parents, and for the boy's family, given that there are many states which now have a
Yes.
very skewed sex ratio. You take Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana. I can't name all the states, but the ratio is very skewed. So if they are finding brides for that reason, maybe at a younger age, when at a later age the parents may realize that because of the skewed ratio they may not find brides. So both sides, it's a win-win situation, and they may want early marriage. And ultimately, poverty is a major factor, because those who are opulent may want to show off, may have social obligations to show off.
Yes.
Those who are poverty stricken, who want simple marriages, may say, let's get it over and done away with. We have this opportunity, we have this space, let's do it and get over with this one obligation which Indian parents feel
Yes.
that is necessary for their nirvana.
Now, Ms. Luthra, what are the provisions under which a violator can be booked?
See, question is, do you really book violators? In India, you normally do not book violators. There is a Child Marriage Restraint Act. There is the Hindu Marriage Act. There is the Indian Majority Act. In fact, there's a long movement which has been going on that for women it's 18, for men it's 21, make
Yes.
it a standard age. And that movement, I think, should gain momentum. I think the age should be uniform.
Yes.
Also, we have to realize over a period of time, people are maturing much earlier. Maybe it's television, maybe it's DNA changes, maybe it's hormonal changes. I can't say. But the fact is, a person of 16, 17 is far more informed than our generation was.
Yes. Yes.
And our parents' generation. He's far less cloistered.
Yes.
They are far more they are far more accessible to interaction because of co-educational schools, because of girls going out in the education space, girls going out in the workspace, people not being overprotected or cloistered, doing things with each other.
Yes.
So the awareness is far more. And there has to be a reasoning whether if a girl and boy run away, say at 17 or 17 and a half, will you really accuse the boy of kidnapping? Will you really accuse the boy of rape? Where under 16 is statutory rape. Question is, these are all questions which we and our parliament needs to look at. There was a time when they were near 17 or 18, many judgments, including judgment by Delhi High Court, said, look, we have to analyze if they are mature enough, they are mature enough. You can't be
Yes.
making criminal kidnapping and rape cases against a girl and boy who are nearly of age and who have run away with each other because they are in love or they imagine they are in love. You can't be blaming one just because he belongs to the wrong sex if it's not forcible and it's voluntary.
Yes. Yes.
But, you know, the fact is the law is what it is, and we do need a thorough scientific research
Yes. Absolutely.
based in which we examine the Juvenile Justice Act, we examine the Indian Majority Act, we examine the Child Marriage Restraint Act, we examine the Hindu Marriage Act. all these enactments because they will see infraction where a person, a boy under 21 marries a girl under 18. You of course don't want child marriages. There has to be a, the buck has to stop somewhere. The question is, should that be re-evaluated or not? That's the only question
Yes,
that the
yes.
courts can see after Parliament has a scientific investigative agency, has psychiatrists, involves them, involves child experts, involves experts on endocrinology, a whole team mostly of doctors, psychiatrists, and some people who are in the space where they or their families or their children are impacted, and then come to a study. After a study,
Yes,
reach a
yes.
conclusion which they can place before Parliament or a parliamentary committee to change the law
Yes.
or change the enactments.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Geeta, for all these important insights, and thank you for joining us on this live interaction. Now, from what Mrs. Luthra had said, poverty does play a role as majority of these child marriages happen in rural areas. Now, what you should understand is child marriage is a prohibited act and is a crime. Anyone who is also a party to the action and not a direct participant will also be punished under the law. Now, if you like this video, please click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to News 9 on all the social media platforms. Thank you for watching and have a great day.